let's get started on writing the script. You're probably here because you're considering getting a wind turbine for your home, and I'm glad you clicked this video. If you are one of those people who's about to make a serious mistake with their money, then stay tuned, because we're about to dive into some serious issues that you might not be aware of yet. But here's what surprised me. The Pikasola 400W wind turbine is actually a pretty popular product on Amazon, with over 2,500 reviews and a rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars. Sounds great so far, right? But therefore, I'm about to give you some hard truths that might just make you rethink your decision. If you're looking for an affordable way to generate electricity at home, the Pikasola 400W wind turbine seems like a good option. That's what most people think when they first look at this product. But as we dive deeper into its features and user reviews, things might not be as rosy as they seem. The Pikasola 400W wind turbine has been on the market for several years now, with claims of being able to generate up to 400 watts of power in just a few hours. Sounds like a dream come true for those looking to reduce their carbon footprint and save money on electricity bills. But here's where things get interesting. It seems that many users have reported issues with the turbine's performance in windy conditions, claiming that it can't generate as much power as advertised. This is a major red flag if you ask me, because what's the point of having a wind turbine if it can't actually harness the wind? For example, one user on Amazon complained about how their Pikasola 400W wind turbine couldn't even produce enough power to charge their phone. Can you imagine buying an expensive gadget that doesn't even work as promised? Sounds like a nightmare. But don't just take my word for it. Let's dive into some of the technical specs and see if they live up to the hype. The Pikasola 400W wind turbine has a rotor diameter of 1.2 meters, which is relatively small compared to other wind turbines on the market. This might seem like a good thing at first, because it means that you can install it in smaller spaces. But what it also means is that it's going to have trouble generating as much power. And if you thought that was bad, just wait until we talk about the turbine's efficiency rate, or should I say lack thereof. With an efficiency rate of around 20 to 30%, this thing is essentially a money pit. You'll be lucky if you get back even half of what you paid for it. But hey, at least it looks cool on your lawn, right? Wrong. The Pikasola 400W wind turbine has been known to cause some serious noise pollution in residential areas. Can you imagine being woken up every morning by the sound of a wind turbine whirring away? The noise issue is so bad that many users have complained about it on Amazon, with some even claiming that they've had to install noise-reducing measures just to get some peace and quiet. For those of you who are still considering buying this product, let me ask you one question. Do you really want to spend your hard-earned money on something that's going to fail you in the long run? If not, then trust me, you're better off looking elsewhere. And if you're thinking about saving some cash by going with a cheaper option like the Pikasola 400W wind turbine, think again. For those of you who are still unsure, I've got one final thing to say. Don't be a chump. Don't waste your money on something that's going to let you down in the end. Instead, go with a reputable brand that actually delivers what it promises. And speaking of delivery, if you're looking for the best price on Amazon, click the link in the description below. Trust me, you won't regret it. The Pikasola 400W wind turbine has some serious issues that need to be addressed before we can even consider recommending it. But don't worry, I'm not here to just trash talk a product. I want to help you make an informed decision. In this video, we'll be diving into the pros and cons of the Pikasola 400W wind turbine, so you can see for yourself whether or not it's worth your money. So let's get started. Now that we've got all the negativity out of the way, let's talk about some of the good things about this product. I know what you're thinking. What could possibly be good about a wind turbine that doesn't work? Well, believe it or not, there are some redeeming qualities to this thing. For example, the Pikasola 400W wind turbine is actually pretty easy to install, even for those who don't have any experience with wind turbines. It's also relatively lightweight and compact, making it a great option for those with limited space. But here's where things start to get hairy. One of the biggest complaints about the Pikasola 400W wind turbine is its durability. Many users have reported that the turbine is prone to breakdowns and requires frequent maintenance. Can you imagine having to deal with a broken wind turbine in the middle of a storm? Sounds like a recipe for disaster. And if that's not enough, some users have even complained about receiving faulty products straight out of the box. Talk about buyer's remorse. If I were you, I'd be pretty upset if I bought something that didn't work right off the bat. Now that we've talked about all the things that could go wrong with the Pikasola 400W wind turbine, let's talk about some of the alternatives out there. There are plenty of other wind turbines on the market that actually deliver what they promise, but at a higher price point, of course. For those who want to save some cash but still get a decent product, I'd recommend checking out some of the mid-range options available. These products may not be as cheap as the Pikasola 400W wind turbine, but they'll actually give you what you pay for, and then some. And if you're feeling extra adventurous, you could always try building your own wind turbine from scratch. Sounds like a fun project, right? But hey, at least that way you can be sure it's going to work as promised. In conclusion, while the Pikasola 400W wind turbine may seem like a good option at first glance, there are plenty of red flags to watch out for. From poor performance in windy conditions to durability issues and faulty products, this thing is essentially a money pit. So if you want my 2 cents, I'd say stay far, far away from the Pikasola 400W wind turbine. Trust me, your wallet and your sanity will thank you. And for those of you who are still interested in getting a wind turbine, don't forget to click the link in the description below for the best price on Amazon.